In the fall of 1994, 312 years after LaSalle claimed the Mississippi River Basin for the Kingdom of France, 191 years after the Louisiana Purchase, and 57 years after Père Lorentz documented its importance, we traveled the length of our continent's greatest waterway.
If you are visiting the Shrine of Our Lady of the Rivers for the first time, you may want to know exactly where you are. The river in front of you is the Mississippi. To your left,
but it's always, there's a certain aura about the river, and about, I think, every town on the river. It links, the river links the culture and the people. Even back 1860,
but you never really heard much about
all the other towns,
the packet boats, which brought a lot of people, a lot of immigrants came up through steamboat. The U.S. mail was handled on steamboats. Freight
come down the river
it provided, it kept everybody, kept farmers in business.
It's an analogy for life in itself.
The river right on beyond the southern boundaries, right on into Ohio or Illinois or wherever.
And by the end of it, it's a lifeline.
It goes back like the Mark Twain riding down him and as you see over there is the Delta steamboat, and that's what it means to me, you know. And I like to go down on the boat one day and just ride down and go state to state. That's something I never did.
Whatever we are today probably wouldn't have occurred if it wasn't for the river.
Along the river's banks, we approached the natives and asked the question, what does America need?
In my days when I started farming, our neighbors, we worked together. That's what made fun. That was fun.
There's no such thing as brother helping brother anymore. You know, back, I can remember the time whenever, in the 50s, that if somebody's house burned over there, everybody in the neighborhood, everybody in the country that found out about it would carry clothes, furniture. They'd almost set them back up. You know, they'd have a place to stay.
Need help, my neighbors will come. We always push. We've never no money exchange. Never no money. It's just all help exchange.
Volunteer work, yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, we had a good time by doing it.
Now we hardly know our neighbors.
And now I don't even know my neighbors.
Nowadays, they don't care. It's just the morals are gone.
Now I don't even know.
You know, your house burned now, everybody sat around and said, well, old John's house burned last night. I bet his ass is cold today. Excuse my language. That's just what people don't care anymore. They don't have that in-touch feeling.
At one time, I knew everybody on that street, but I don't know a third of them on there anymore.
I believe in the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
We really are poised for adversarial relationships. You know, we're aware of who we are.
People have got to change. They've got to have a better belief and a better attitude, and find ways to overcome some of these problems and quit worrying about it being the other guy's fault, being the blacks' fault, being the Jews' fault. We need to lighten up. I mean, we're getting.
Sometimes you can't hardly send that to your neighbor kids. You can't say unite. You know, everybody can come together. That's all it matters.
We have little tolerance for new ideas, for different ideas, for conflicting ideas. We spend so much time attacking
and understanding one another, despite of our diversity and our differences, as being one people and looking out for the other, trying to help that person. You know, remembering that will be a source of enlivened community in our American life.
Sometimes you can't hardly send that to your neighbor kid. You know, they just so bad.
Sometimes instead of asking mother and daddy where the children are, sometimes you better ask the children where mom and daddy are.
13-year-old kid with a gun. Where the hell's mom and dad?
Well, you know, the whole system is kind of like set up for failure.
The fact that families that are starting out now, the needs to establish a home and so forth requires both parents working. and that's breaking up the family connection between them and their youngsters.
My generation, there was no gang warfare.
I've worked law enforcement, and I see a lot of kids, you know, and kids kind of pick up on what the parents are doing. You know, if the parents are just sitting around waiting on that check
gunfights
every
and things
month,
like
then
that
the kids see that as a way of life, and they're not exposed to other avenues. So they pick up on the tradition. I mean, you see one family move out of one project and move to another project. I mean, that's their world. Their world is limited. They need to be exposed.
So much killing going on. Need help.
Cut down on some of the violence on TV. I mean, that right there is teaching the kids a lot. Kids today know more than what kids knew 20 years ago at the same age.
Killing,
and you have to deal
drugs
with that.
and stuff like that. Other than that,
I think you should have better judges. Put the people in jail that need it. I believe in the golden rule.
No,
do
poor
unto
person
others as you want
goes
them
out
to do unto you.
Gets convicted.
And if
Right
they
away.
put them away, then they won't have so much murder going on.
Get back to the basics where a family.
They don't want to get involved, and to me, that's what has to happen. People have to start getting involved and start caring and trying to fill in for what's missing.
Do a thing until the individual has a responsibility.
The Mississippi River is a natural path for our expedition. The topography of the region and the structure of our method documentary is complemented by its anatomy.